that is weird. So it was entertaining, but it was meant to trigger if you don't know what these people were doing. That's why I'm glad the sister she ignored all that bullshit and held her composure. It's like she knows. That's what I said when I shared it. I said this is racist.
Kids brought them down to Arkansas. That's that photo where they got Jerry Jones in it because he's in that picture with them with the kids because he's a part of the racist crowd that's ready to assault these 9 black children. Yeah, right. So now as he's forcing them, excuse me, as our people are,
you see a white girl her face kept getting red. She was red in the motherfucker. She was embarrassed.
Forcing them thinking integration is gonna work. I can play you a video of the woman saying that they asked her what was her experience. She said, well, I would have been more nicer to my brother and sister if I wouldn't have went to that school because they were oppressing her at that school. Talk about other kids was oppressing her at that school. When she came home, she took that oppression because she couldn't fight against them. So now
that's how this shit be though. The oppressed, when they get power, become the oppressor. And she was probably the oldest of her brothers and sisters. So when she got home, she took it out on them.
Fights against her own. Now that's just one little girl. Now imagine the little girls, the boys, the grown men that get pulled over by the police for crimes that they didn't commit, get searched, XYZ. Now they're getting oppressed, and then now they come back into their neighborhood. That's why we become oppressive to each other, because of the oppression that we're getting from this enemy that we call the so-called white man. So that plays a part on this subject of why when you see us being so violent to each other, it's because of the violence that we have been getting from the white man since we've been here. And just because we get a little cookie, like Robert De Niro said in that movie with Cuba Gooding, when he called him little.
I was rocking with you until you said that. So you mean to tell me in the motherland, before we were enslaved, there was no violence. We were enslaved over there, so there had to have been some acts of violence to even be enslaved, to be sold to the white man and traded. There was violence going. The white man didn't invent violence. So that's the only thing I disagree with y'all with what you just said.
Cookie. Just because we get a little cookie or a little trinket, Bible says it destroys the heart. So just because we get a little gift, it doesn't mask the hundreds of years of oppression that we've never been able to get over. And I'll just say one more thing and I'll give it to you. Even genetically, when they genetically looked at our DNA, and not just ours, they looked at Jewish people's DNA too. When they looked at our DNA, traces of the effects of slavery is actually embedded into our DNA. I'll yield with that, but I don't want to take up too much time.
So you can tell that. What does the effects of slavery look like in your DNA? he did too much with that point.
Let me tell y'all something. Hey, listen,
the effects is
I may not
encoded
agree
in
with
DNA.
the brother's premise. We're different, but I want y'all to be able to see something. And this is something I always preach, and I'm not gonna not put it out there again. You have two black men right here, and they're on the opposite sides of something. But look at how respectful we're carrying it. We don't have a clock nor a moderator. And each of us is saying, okay, I got my point across, it's your turn to go. And it's beautiful because when they say we can't do this,
right,
we need to be able to say, oh, yes, we can.
Well said, because brothers were saying, I'm gonna need a moderator. I said, no, I don't think we need no moderator. I think we're gonna be straight.
Right. Respect is respect. And the way you coming at me, you coming with respect, and you coming with, let me back up what I'm saying. And that's all you want when you're having a discussion with somebody. Again, whether you agree with them or not. Let me just say this when you were talking about the Jews, because I don't want to defeat your argument right now at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to go ahead and defeat your argument right here. I'm going to go ahead and defeat you right now. We're going to have to just pull out